Hi there, everybody. Leafs fan 18 back with you once again. As you can see on my television screen, I'm about to play Jeopardy for the Xbox 360. Now, as you all know, my run for this game ended a while ago. In fact, I had won 10 games and I lost on my 11th, but I picked up over almost $200,000 over the 10 games that I won, which is not too bad. So now I'm going to do a Tournament of Champions. This is the Jeopardy Xbox 360 Tournament of Champions. Now, the game I'm about to do is going to serve as the quarterfinals, and then if I win this, then I'll move on to the semifinals.
Please welcome our contestant.
Player one, which of course will be a two-game total point difference.
Player three. And now,
So let's see how this
here is the
quarterfinal match
host
goes.
of Jeopardy, Alex Rivet.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Let's take you right now into the Jeopardy round.
Dollar figures going on the board, and let's see the categories
Clues are
for
worth
the first round here in
$200
this
to
quarterfinal game.
$1,000 in these categories. All about authors.
All about offers.
Top 40 hitmakers.
Top 40 hit makers.
Missing links.
Missing links, okay?
Famous pairs.
Famous pairs.
Science grab bag.
Ooh.
And business and industry.
Ew.
Player one,
Missing
you
links
start.
to it.
Write up your blank oop.
What is alley?
Okay, player one. That's correct.
I'm off to a very good start here in this quarterfinal match.
We
Missing link
return
for
to you,
400.
player one. Blank wedding anniversary.
But it's silver.
Let's hear it, player one. Yes.
No missing links for 600, please.
You again, player one. The blank of America.
What is bank?
Let's hear it, player one. Yeah. You're right.
Okay, missing links for 800.
Player one. Fall by the blank in.
What is wayside?
Yes, player one. Right you are.
Okay, and let's finish off the category.
Player one. Use blank photography.
What is flash?
Player one. Yes.
And for that category, like it was no problem. Alrighty,
You get to
where
pick
are we going
again,
to
player
now?
one.
Let's go with famous pairs for 200.
In business, done and blank.
Ooh.
The correct response is Bradstreet.
Okay, down Bradstreet. That one was pretty tough for
Player
200.
one, choose again.
400.
In the world of classic TV game shows, blank and Todman.
Oh, what is Goodson?
Okay, player one.
Yeah, Mark Goodson
Yes.
and Bill Tallman. They make a lot of great shows. Like
Please
The Price
pick
is
again,
Right.
player
Famous
one.
pairs for 600. Answer there, Daily Double.
Answer. The Daily Double. You are in the lead right
Okay.
now. How much?
I'm gonna try 1600.
All right,
Here's the
here's your
clue.
clue. On the ice rink, blank and Dean.
What? Who is Brooks?
However, you,
Oh no!
the correct response is Torval.
Oh, Torville. Okay, missing links for famous
Player
pairs for
one. In medieval legend, Tristan and blank. Here's the response we were looking for. Isolde.
Finish up the category.
You again. In literature and on British TV, Jeeves and blank. Okay, player one.
Who's Booster?
That's right. Way to
I wish
go.
they'd save the Daily Double for that one because I knew that.
You get to pick again, player one.
Alright, all about offers for 200.
In the early 1920s, she scandalized Atlanta society by doing a provocative dance at a debutante ball. Yes, player two.
Margaret Mitchell?
That's correct.
Okay, it's Margaret Mitchell.
Player 2, where do we start?
Business Industry 200.
In Forbes magazine's 2010 list of billionaires, this Omahan was number 3, behind Carlos Slim and Bill Gates. Yes, player 1?
Who is Donald Trump?
No. Sorry. Anyone else care to try to come up with the correct response? Here's the correct response. Warren Buffett.
Oh, Warren Buffett.
Player 2, back to you.
Business Industry for 400.
In 1990, United Brands changed its name to this, to take advantage of its name recognition as a banana producer. Here's what we wanted. Chiquita.
Chiquita.
Player 2, back to you.
Same category for 6.
Legend has it that the design of this company's Monsieur Bibendum logo was inspired by a pile of rubber tires.
I don't know.
Let's hear it, player 2.
Michelin? Oh, shoot, I should have known that one.
Player 2, back to you.
800, Business Industry.
Let's take it over to Kelly.
Named for the implication that it brought some rationality to an exuberant market, it's a downward move by generally rising prices.
Yes, player 1?
What is decline?
Oh.
Ow! Darn it.
Anyone else want
I
to
am
hazard a
not doing
guess
too
on this?
good right now.
Let's hear it, player 2. Sorry.
Adjustment, no.
That's wrong.
Well, that narrows it down.
Any other takers? It's player 3.
Correction.
Yes. All right, let's get back into this. Player 3 has control. In 1978, he was fired as the president of Ford, only to become the new president of Chrysler. Here's the correct response. Lee Iacocca.
Don't know who he is.
Please pick again, player 3.
Top 40 Hitmakers 200.
12:30. Young girls are coming to the canyon. And California Dreamin'.
Let's give this a try.
Player 1?
What is the Mamas and the Papas? Yeah! There we go. Top 40 Hitmakers for 400.
Where do we? Brother Love's Traveling Salvation Show. And Sweet Caroline.
Sweet Caroline.
Okay, player 3.
Neil Diamond?
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, let's get back into this. Player 3.
600.
You make the next selection as we. What would you say? And Crash Into Me. Here's the response we were looking for. The Dave Matthews Band.
Dave Matthews Band.
Please pick again, player 3.
Science grab bag for 200.
These cells from human embryos can grow into any type of tissue and may someday cure diabetes and Alzheimer's. Okay, player 1.
Stem cells. Okay, science grab bag for 400.
Player 1. Jupiter, Saturn, and Uranus are called this type of planet after a Roman god. Here's the response we were looking for. Jovian.
Jovian. Okay, science grab bag for 6.
Please. A material called URHGE can be manipulated into being a resistance-free super this. Player 1?
What is conductor?
Yes.
Okay, science grab bag for...
Player 1. We're not faking. Alphabetically, it's last among the elements on the periodic table. Okay, player 1.
What is zirconium?
Right. Player 1, choose, and I'll hand it off to Kelly.
The two main kinds of lens are diverging and this type, that bends rays of light inward so they meet at the focal point.
It's player 2.
Converging.
Hey, you're right.
Yeah.
Player 2, make a selection, please, as
All
we
that
continue.
offers for 400.
Mark Twain said, I came in with this in 1835. It is coming again next year, 1910, and I expect to go out with it. He did. Okay, player 1.
What is Halley's Comet?
Good.
Okay, up to $4,000.
Player 1, he wrote his last short story, The Betrothed, shortly before his play, The Cherry Orchard. It's player 2. Yep. Where do we begin, player 2?
All that offers for 800.
This novelist, who wrote about gorillas in Congo, passed away in 2008. Here's what we were looking for. Michael Crichton.
Michael Crichton, okay.
You get to pick again, player 2.
So how far do you make yours 800?
Saturday night special and woo, free bird. Here's what we were looking for. Leonard Skinner.
Oh, Leonard Skinner.
Player 2. Pick again. His father disapproved of his poetry writing, so Chile's Naftali Ricardo Reyes Basualto adopted this pen name. Here's what we wanted. Pablo Neruda.
Never heard of it.
And now the
Last one
$1,000
for
clue.
1,000 and top 40 hit makers.
Harry Truman and 25 or 6 to 4. Yes, player 2.
Boston,
No, sorry. Any other takers?
50-50, so I'll try it.
Okay, player 1.
What is Chicago?
You are correct.
That's right, and I'm taking the 5,000 at the end of the
The
Jeopardy
selection
round.
will be yours,
Player
player
3 is
2.
1,200.
When we return
Just
from
going to
this
list in
break.
second place. Player 2 is in the third place. 600, so player 2 can go first. And the double Jeopardy, we're going
We
to
start the double Jeopardy
right now.
categories with this one.
And let's take the categories.
Jazz musicians. Ain't that America? Party. Bestsellers of the decade. Accentuated. And animals. All right,
Where are we gonna
player
start?
2. As promised,
And
you
go
pick
back
first.
to 4.
Ken. This state's Little Diomede Island is about 2.5 miles from Russia's Big Diomede Island. Player 1.
What is Alaska?
That's it.
Ain't that America for 800.
Player 1. This state celebrates July 24th, the day of Brigham Young's arrival, as Pioneer Day. It's player 1.
What is Utah?
Yep.
Okay, 600.
Player 1.
Or 1,200, sorry. And there's one of the daily doubles.
The first of the 2 daily doubles. And you're in the lead now. Please enter your
Let's
weight.
try 3,800.
Here is your daily double clue. In early 2006, New Orleans was overtaken in population by this nearby capital city. It didn't last.
What is Baton Rouge?
Congratulations.
Yeah.
You're still in first, player 1. Player 1. Since 1792, Frankfurt has been the capital of this state.
Player
Let's hear
3.
it, player 3.
Kentucky.
Good for you.
Okay.
Player 3, you start us off.
Got America for 2,000.
Lake Calhoun and Lake Harriet are in its chain of lakes. Let's hear it, player 1.
What is Minneapolis?
Yep.
Okay, Okay, up to $12,000.
Okay, let's get back
Party
into this.
for 4.
Player 1. Paper gifts are the traditional gifts at the party for this anniversary of a married couple. Player 1.
What is first?
That's right. Way to go.
Okay, party for 800.
You again. The British passed 1774's Intolerable Acts to punish Massachusetts for a party in its harbor. Player 1.
What is Boston?
That's correct. Player 1. It's the beverage that would be most appropriate at the wild, riotous bacchanalia we've got planned. Let's hear it, Player 1.
What is wine?
Good.
1600.
Select Oktoberfest is a 16-day party held every year in this Bavarian city. It's Player 1.
What is Munich?
That's it.
16,000 now, and let's finish the category.
You get to. In Mexico, a quinceañera is a girl's coming-of-age party on this birthday.
What is...
It's Player 1.
her 15th?
You are correct.
Alright. Up to
Please pick again,
$18,000.
Player 1.
Accentuated for 4.
In this language of the British Isles, you'll see accent marks on the letter W. Here's what we were looking for. Welsh.
Welsh, okay.
You get to. Spanish words with the stress on the last syllable have accent marks only if they end in N, S, or one of these. Player 1.
What is a vowel?
That's right. Way to go.
Okay. Accentuated for 12.
We return. You may ask why this language has an accent mark in its word for why. ¿Por qué? Here's the correct response. Italian.
Italian.
Here's Sarah to start us off.
In poetry, it's a foot, or metrical unit consisting of an unstressed followed by a stressed syllable.
Okay,
Three.
Player 3.
I am.
That is correct.
Yep.
Player 3, you start us off.
Accentuated for 2,000.
Some Shakespeare editions use accents to clarify meter, as in this man's, "The time is out of joint, O cursed spite." The correct response is Hamlet.
Hamlet. Okay.
Player 3, back to you.
Bestsellers of the decade for 4.
Jaws and Jonathan Livingston Seagull. Player 1?
What is the 60s?
No.
Wrong.
Any other takers? Okay,
Two.
Player 2. There you go,
It's
right.
one decade off. It was the 1970s.
All right, let's get back into this. Player 2 has control. Red Storm Rising and the Prince of Tides. Yes, Player 2.
The 1980s.
Right.
Yep.
You again, Player 2.
Animals for 4.
The striped species of this mammal is identifiable by the 2 white stripes down its back forming a V. It's Player 1.
What is a zebra? Oh, no, that's not it.
Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response?
It's probably a skunk.
Okay, Player 3. You got it.
Cute. It's okay, though.
Player 3, you start.
Bestsellers for 12.
The Agony and the Ecstasy. And You Only Live Twice. Yes, Player 3.
1940s.
Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Yes, player one?
What are the 50s?
Nope. Sorry.
Wrong.
Any other takers?
Now would be the time for the 1960s.
Yes, player two. Correct. Player two, you're in command of the board as we continue, right? Forever Amber and The Naked and the Dead. It's player two.
1920s?
No, that's not right. Any other takers? Here's the correct response. The 1940s.
1940s.
You get to pick again, player two.
Finishing the category.
Aerosmith and The Age of Innocence. Let's hear it, player two.
1930s.
No.
No. Player two's
Anyone
in the
else?
hole.
Here's the correct response. The 1920s.
1920s.
You get to pick again, player two.
Animals for 800.
The Cape species of this bovine of southern Africa is extremely dangerous to man and has never been domesticated. It's player one.
What is the ox? Oh, I'm going the wrong way
Any
now.
other takers? Here's the response we were looking for. The buffalo.
Ah, the buffalo.
You get to pick again, player two.
Animals for 12.
And here's Kelly.
The cuddly koala feeds almost exclusively on the leaves of this tree of the myrtle family.
Yes, player one.
What is the eucalyptus?
Yes.
There we go. Animals for 1600.
Player one. On the Galapagos Islands, the marine type of this lizard feeds on algae that it gathers off rocks at low tide. Player two.
Iguana.
Right you are. You've got some money again.
She's back on the plus side.
Player two. Start us.
Animals for 2000. Answer there, the other daily double.
Answer. The second daily
Sure
double.
is. She can
Player
go up
two.
to
You're in
2000.
last place, but
She's
here's
going
an
for
opportunity
600.
to How much are you going to wait? All right, here's your clue. This small Andean rodent is prized for its fur, which can be gray with a deep blue underfur.
She says the chinchilla, and
Correct.
that
You again,
is
player
right.
two.
Alright, jazz musicians for 4.
His What a Wonderful World, recorded in 1967, wasn't a U.S. hit until used in the 1987 film Good Morning Vietnam. Okay, player one.
Who's Louis Armstrong?
Good for you.
Jazz musicians for
Where do we begin, player
2000.
one? Leon Bismarck Beiderbecke, a legendary cornet player of the 1920s, was known by this 3-letter nickname. Here's what we wanted. Bix.
Bix. Okay, 16.
You again. His quartet's 1959 LP, Time Out, featured the classic hit, Take 5. We're talking about Dave Brubeck. Select again.
800.
Ray Brown, Percy Heath, and Charles Mingus were stand-up guys as masters of this instrument. Here's what we were looking for. The bass.
The bass. Alright, last clue for
And we'll wrap up
$1,200.
the
Let's have a
board
look
with
at it.
this clue. When Tommy Dorsey died in 1956, this older brother assumed leadership of the Dorsey Brothers Orchestra. Okay, player two.
2. Jimmy Dorsey.
Right.
Yep. So at the end of Double Jeopardy, player 2 said 20.
All three of you will
Player 3 said
participate in Final
600,
Jeopardy
But
right
I have
after
a
this.
runaway total at $17,200.
Here's the Final Jeopardy
And
category.
category for Final Jeopardy.
Authors.
Offers.
So, what's your wager?
I'll go for $2,400.
This is a good category.
Alright.
Here's the clue
Our Final
for it.
Jeopardy
In
category today.
1949, he wrote, "If you want a picture of the future, imagine a boot stamping on a human face forever."
Okay, offers. In 1949, he wrote, "If you want a picture of the future, imagine a boot stamping on a human face forever." I will say it was Robert Heinlein. Player 2, let's
Your
look at
response?
response first. I'll do a selection.
That will set you back.
Wrong. So you lose 805, dropping to 1995.
Let's see your response.
Player 3. George Orwell.
With that correct response,
Ah!
you will gain.
So you go up to 50,
What did you say?
50, and I said Heinlein, which is wrong.
Cost
So I lose 2,400 from that.
you. You come out ahead as
So
our
I fall
champion,
to
player 1.
15,200. However, that's enough for me to get a win in this quarterfinal
Good game, everyone. And thank you so much for playing.
So that means I move on to the semifinals, and I will see you for that very soon.